worship you. We worship you. All of my worship, it belongs to you.
The enemy, he has been made alive. Not that God is going to make him alive. He's already made him alive. Already made him alive. Already made him alive. That ought to cause you to just want to give God the praise. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. It's just you and God. Lift you up. Let somebody know what I'm talking about. For the rest of the year, moving from church to ministry. It's difficult to wrap that up in a week or a month or 2 months because there's so many parts to moving from church to ministry. And as a matter of fact, you've been in church longer than you've been in ministry. As a matter of fact, you've been in church longer than I've been teaching you about ministry. As a matter of fact, you've been rooted in church and stuck in church. And as a matter of fact, you've been so grounded in church that now I'm having to chisel away at you. I'm having to dig up under you. You don't understand what I'm saying? At the root, I have to go down and dig into the root to get just church out of you in order to get ministry into you. Because I'm telling you, there are some things that only ministry can bring to you. There's some things that only ministry can open up to you. Some parts of your life, I'm telling you, that the fulfillment of it is through the fulfillment of certain parts of your life are only going to come through ministry. Y'all, did anybody feel me? When it comes to ministry, it has to be a change of mindset. That's difficult. It's difficult to get people, even it's difficult for me to get to the point where, I'll give you an example, even with the children. There used to be a time folk would not allow the children to dance in the church like that. As a matter of fact, some folk would say it's a sin. Rather than a relationship, than knowing that a relationship changes. How in the world can we allow the whole world and everything to change and you not be able to adapt to deal with it? In order to deal with the enemy, let me tell you something. The enemy has already strategized with strategic plans to try to destroy your life. He ain't coming at you with the same old, same old. He knows by now that this ain't gonna get you no more. So now he derived different things and he even get it no more. I know that was good for them, and some of us wouldn't be even in existence today if it wasn't for a bake-off or a chicken fry. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying? Or a shoe rabbit. But I'm here to tell you, God has increased our wisdom. God has increased our knowledge. So now we got to learn how to do what we should have been doing already. The majority of you will quickly say, I've already changed. Seeing that change in the Bible speaks to many of us as an event. When God's trying to get the change in your life to be a process. So rather than say change, I want to use the word growth. And as a subject of subtitle to the fact that we're moving from church to ministry, the subtitle is from growth to purpose, or growing to purpose. Because I'm telling you, there's some people that have been in the church for years and yet have not grown. There's some folks, yeah, you changed from the club, but you didn't grow from it. You changed from drinking liquor, but you haven't grown from it. You can change and not grow. Church calls you to change. Ministry, it compels you to feel the need. You can't feel the need. So God want to be able, He want to have a people that's adaptive to His voice. The Bible says that God is speaking. Let the church hear. He that hath an ear, let him hear. Not with his ears, but with his heart, what I am saying to you. I'm trying to get us to grow. Not just get you saved anymore. Church got us saved. That's wonderful. That's great. I'm not putting down church. I don't ever want anybody to say, he's teaching us a cult. No, you begin to manifest who he is. Every day you walk, you begin to be. I told you about Enoch. Somewhere in the 5th chapter of Genesis, the Bible talked about Enoch, and we always miss that thing. The Bible says, as God and Enoch walked, walking is fellowship. Walking represents relationship. That they had a relationship. God had a relationship with Enoch. And as they walked together, quickly the preachers, and I've always taught that the Bible says, and Enoch was no more. Meaning that he was caught up and went to heaven. That is our understanding. That is what we always taught. But that's not the fullness of it. The Bible says as they walked in fellowship, hand in hand, as they began to minister to each other, Enoch became less like him and more like God. So you cannot identify Enoch as Enoch anymore. He was just like God. So when you get in a relationship with God and you fellowship one-on-one, you become less like you and more like him. So then your identity changes from who you were to who God has predestined you to be. Oh my God. He didn't just go to heaven. He went to heaven, but he was like God when he got there. Church has to change their minds. There has to be a growth. If you think little, if your God is small, your victory will be. Can you talk? Your victory can only be as large as what you're able to see. As large as your vision will allow you to be. I wish somebody know what I was talking about. Let me go here just to get some foundation so that folks won't think I'm not a real preacher. Go to Romans 22. His purpose is a part of us changing from church to ministry. Church has always made us so comfortable. As a matter of fact, some of us have learned church to even we can do it with our eyes closed. We learn church. We know the order. We know what's going to come up. We know what's next. We know what this person gonna say. When they used to have testimony service and folks get up to give a testimony, you already know their testimony. Some of them, before they got one